Crazy M wants to go to a party, even though she is in a different country. So since my other story with my aunt was well liked, I decided to post this story. I was visiting my aunt in DC and I was having pizza with the other people my age while the adults were having wine. The day after, my aunt gets this message on her phone from a fellow mom at her school. Cast: A equals aunt, M equals entitled mom. M: I heard that you and the other moms had a party with some of their child RN. Well, it was more like a get-together, but weren't you in the Bahamas? M: Well, yes, but it would have been kind of you to invite me and my baby. A: I didn't think that you wanted to be invited because you were in the Bahamas. M: Well, I was in the Bahamas, but you should have invited me. It is the nice thing to do. A: Again M: I didn't think about inviting you because you were in the Bahamas. I will not continue to have this conversation with you. M: Wow, you are being so rude to me. It would have been nice if you had invited us. My baby is very hurt by this. The other kids were probably bullying her. A: Oh my god M, it was just a fun get-together. We were not bullying your child. Can you please stop texting me now? M: Fine, I will be telling the other mothers about this. I am very angry that you didn't invite me. Okay, you can tell them, I do not care. M: Okay then. The M had tried to gossip about my aunt, but most of the other moms did not care, because there is more important things to care about, like their kids' grades or something that is actually important, not stupid PTAD armor. The M still swears a year later that my aunt was being a bully towards her and her child. 2 M's begin arguing one day. In 1962, my grandmother lived next door to an M. This M had 7, yikes, kids, and these kids were allowed to run roughshod over the entire neighborhood. They would tear up veggie gardens in flower beds. They would pull other kids off of their bikes and then steal the bikes and dash home with them, where the mother would scream that she had purchased those bikes and everyone else was lying. They stole toys out of yards, mail out of mailboxes, and even took patio furniture. The M would just scream at people trying to confront her about all this. Everything was unreasonable about this family. My grandmother wasn't the confrontational type. To combat this nuisance, she had a fence put around her yard with locks on the gates and the mailbox. For a while this worked. Then one Sunday afternoon, my family was visiting my grandparents. When we all went out the back door to sit on the patio, we saw those kids climbing over the fence. 3 of them were already in my grandma's garden and the rest were trying to scramble back over the fence to their own yard. This made my mom angry and she started yelling at the kids. Unfortunately, the M was in her own backyard and began screaming at my mom for daring to yell at her kids. Soon both women were screaming at each other and neither of them were making much sense. Now this M was tall and skinny, while my mom was short and plump. The screaming devolved into insults and the M called my mom a fat ass. My mom snapped back with, "Well, at least I'm not flat-chested." Quote. This was when the M blared at my mom, then stomped over to her shed. We thought this little show was over, but boy, were we wrong. The M came out of the shed with a manual push mower and began to mow her lawn, except she had removed her shirt while she was in the shed and she was mowing her lawn topless. She really was flat-chested. She looked just like a teenaged boy mowing the lawn. My dad and grandfather nearly pissed themselves laughing, and even us kids laughed, but not where my mom could see. Mom said something about how this was a perverted thing to do in front of child RN. My grandmother was able to say with a straight face, "I really don't see anything that could be construed as perverted here." My mom angrily went into the house while the rest of us laughed our butts off. I think my mom kinda lost this one. M gets mad at me, a 16-year-old cashier, because I didn't recognize her son. This all happened around 1 year ago when I was relatively new as a cashier. Cast: M. Entitled Mother K Kid 12 I think. B. Boss me 16 at the time. I work at a tiny local supermarket with one cash register and you can collect 2 types of stamps with your groceries. One is free and gives you with a full cart some Tupperware. The other one is 5C and you get them with every €0.50 you spend. You need 500 to get some stuff of your choice. So no one wants the second since you need to pay for them. This is important to the story. And it's policy to not offer the second since people will get mad when they realize that they need to pay for them. So this kid walks in with 4 bottles of water. I check out the groceries as the usual and he pays. I ask if he wants his receipt and he is like, no, but I do want the special stamps. I am sorry, I didn't know you wanted those. You have to pay for those and since you already checked out you can't get them. Notice it was like €2, so maybe he missed 4 stamps out of 500. The next time you need to mention you want these before you pay. He walks away and everything is fine. I go, but boy was I wrong. Then this M walks in screaming from the road and yelling at me, a 16-year-old. How dare you to not recognize me and my son? We live across the street and you should now. We collect these. My son needs these stamps. You suck and I will get you fired. At this point I am starting to get emotional. I work her for 3 months. I am sorry, I don't recognize. Your son will remember next time. No, she says, fuck, get your boss, I will get you fired. You fucking disrespected me and my son, you will pay for this. So I am really shaken up. I've never had someone yell at me like this. My boss comes and puts some else at the cash register. He takes me to the canteen and asks me what happened. I explain everything and he agrees with me that I haven't done anything wrong. So he walks to the M and tells her that she needs to leave. Notice she is a regular and he didn't want to ban her, so he just let it slide, but I didn't. Now I just don't serve her anymore, and since there is only one cash register I just call someone else to serve her. My boss is on board with this and so is the rest of the team. This means that she always has to wait in a long line because it takes some time to switch cashiers. She never apologized for screaming at me in the middle of the store and I will never forgive her. Karen tries to take my steering wheel from me. So I'm 29 years old and into sim racing. I have a steering wheel plus pedals set up for Dirt Rally 2.0 already, but I wanted to upgrade CUS. My old wheel is terrible. Cast: Karen. You know who it is, Ek. Entitled Kid Op. Over fried potato NG. Nice guy that saved my ass. CB. Cashier boy. Story. Now where I live we don't have any corona cases. City not country. But we still wear masks but don't socially distance, so I went to my local GameStop to see if they had a Logitech G29 steering wheel, and they sure as hell do. So I enter the store and ask for the price. Here's how the conversation goes. Oh, do you know how much that Logitech G29 steering wheel costs? CB looks it up on the computer. They cost $299 for a new one and $249 for used ones. Oh, okay, so I'll just buy the new one. Also, does it come with a stick shifter? CB, no, it doesn't come with a shifter. You can buy one separately though. Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna buy the G29 plus pedals. CB, okay, that will be $299. Would you like to pay with cash or with a credit card? Oh, I'm gonna pay with credit card. CB, does something on the computer. Okay, please swipe your card, and would you like to add warranty in case it breaks? Oh, no thanks, I'm fine. Swipes the card. CB then hands me the receipt and says, have a good day. His reply with you too buddy and leave. Oh no, I have summoned the almighty Karen. What will I ever do? So Karen comes up to me and says, Karen, may I ask how much that game costs? My son really wants it. Oh, costs $299 for a new one and $249 for a used one, but you also need a PlayStation 4 to use it. Karen, oh that costs way too much. Do you mind if you give me that steering wheel? Oh, sorry I can't since I paid for it. You can look on eBay to see if there's cheaper wheels. Eck, mommy, I really want it. Karen, well if you bought this one you can surely buy another one, right? Op, well no, and even if could buy another one I would never give it to you since I paid for it and it's mine and not yours. Now go away before I call the cops. Karen, listen here you little shit. My son deserves it more than you, and you even made him cry, sir, for compensation. USHOUD, give it to him. Oh, the answer is still no, you little piece of shit. Now go eat some dirt somewhere else. Enter NG. NG, what seems to be the problem here, sir? Oh, this lady came up to me and asked me for my wheel that I par. Karen, he stole my son's game and you can also ask my son too. Right, Eck. Eck, now crying uncontrollably, he stole my game and he won't give it back. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. NG, alright, let's call the cops and let them check the security footage. Karen runs off as she knows she messed up and is never to be seen again. Happy ending. Also, I'm not English, did I do good? Please let me know for any errors and wish you all a happy day. I was the kid whose birthday was gonna be ruined. You can go through my post history if you want more background on my mother, but for this you just need to know that she is manipulative and would often tell us we were struggling to survive financially while spending thousands on luxuries. My mom asked if I wanted a sweet 16 party. Because of the way I was raised, I would generally reject any offers like this my mom made, as I'd feel guilty for the financial burden I would cause, and mom knew how to use this guilt to her advantage. But I seldom had opportunities to see my friends outside of school, and my mom seemed pretty eager to put on a party, so I agreed. We butted heads pretty early on when she wanted me to walk into the party while a song I hated was playing, and my multiple pleas for her to pick literally anything else went unheard. She did most of the planning and always prided herself on her good haggling skills. She took my $800 DRS home for $500 and a free tiara. ADRS she also made me promise I'd wear to my prom, wedding, and funeral, again despite it not being the one I really wanted. But I was just grateful to have the chance to have a party and had learned at this point how to deal with her without stepping on toes, which really just meant letting her do what she wanted. She let me in on a planning meeting where I finally got to witness her haggling skills in action. This was a few years ago, so it isn't verbatim, but it certainly captures the essence of what happened. Party planner, PP. We could add a photo booth to the event. Mom, that sounds pretty fun. Bright anxiety INHD. Me. Already stressed seeing how much the party was costing. It sounds fun, but I don't need it. Especially since we'll have the disposable cameras at the tables. Mom, it's your birthday party and I think your friends would love it. PP. The photo booth would be $400. Mom, $400? That's $100 per hour, that's just too much. PP. Well, we set up the booth and have an attendee there as well. Mom, I could get my brother-in-law to take pictures a lot cheaper than that. I really want the photo booth, but that's just too much. I can't afford that. PP. I can't budge on this one. It's a set price by the company. Mom, please. I just want to give my daughter a good birthday party. She deserves a photo booth. $400 is just too much. I can't afford that with everything else going on. My mom at this point looks so devastated that she can't afford the photo booth for me, to the point where she looked like she was going to cry. My guilt deepened. I hold a lot of resentment for her now, but at the time I didn't see the manipulation and felt terrible that my mom was already spending this much money and going through this much stress. Me, Mom, really it's okay. I don't need the photo booth. PP was looking at her binder at the time, so my mom hadn't took the opportunity to shoot me the same death glare she would before she'd hit me. It became clear very quickly that her sadness was an act she was putting on to get a better deal. Mom, if you can do anything to help us, we would really appreciate it. A photo booth would make her party so special. And it worked, I guess. The PPDR upped the cost of the photo booth, which my mom ended up getting a refund for anyway. Mom gave me a good talking to afterwards, saying stuff along the lines of, "You gotta stay out of grown folks' business. This is why I never take you places with me. Next time play along." It just had never occurred to me until that the way she made me feel guilty to do things for her would be the same way got things in the real world. I still feel terrible for being a part of this and Mom's other scams. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Reddit content.